Hello malt mates, Ralphie here with an added extra video which is a little bit unusual but as you can imagine there's a reason for it. So welcome to the Whisky Bothy, somewhere in the Irish Sea, where I, Ralphie, review whisky, review rums, review all sorts of good quality spirits which I choose to buy with my own money, which means that I have the relative freedom to say what I want to say about it without the use of expletives, nasty swear words. Well, there's a few minor expletives now and again, and importantly, nothing defamatory. So far so good, but in all the excitement of recording videos, sometimes I miss out some essential information. And recently in my review 1083, I did just that with this bottle of 9-year-old batch strength Glen Scotia heavily peated single malt whisky, matured for up to 6 months in ex-Spanish red wine casks of rather good quality. I forgot to give it a malt mark, despite saying probably several times in the video that I was going to do so. When I was looking over the video, I thought, actually, it's a belter of a review. I don't want to try and edit the malt mark in. It just would not look right. I'm not going to re-record it because it wouldn't be any sort of improvement. So what I'm going to do is an extra video, because not only can I give you the malt mark for this whisky, which is an impressive 84 out of 100, I can explain this malt mark. I have done brief videos in the past where I say that an opinion is an opinion. Marks out of 100 or marks out of 10 or stars 1 to 5 are a good, useful reference approximation from any reviewer as to the essential calibre of what they're reviewing. However, it does have its flaws. Not just can, it does have its flaws. So I want to actually explain in more detail what my review rating system is and how it's calculated. I start at a mean average, say of about 80, and if it's good flavour, add marks. Unchill filtered, natural colour, add marks. Is there any little shortcomings, any ripples of unpleasantness throughout the experience, or a bit of harshness at the beginning? Right, take a mark off. Do I feel that the producers have displayed integrity, honesty and transparency to me? A mark up. Is this whisky really good or just decent? Or is it not so good? Mark down. Now, sometimes a whisky at 40% chill filtered with caramel added can be really, really good, like Glenlivet that I reviewed recently. So I give it more marks, so that the marks actually reflect the composite, holistic impression of the full experience of buying that whisky, the amount I paid for it, how much whisky I got for it, what my first impressions are, and how much joy it's actually given me in relation to the integrity, openness, transparency, and honesty which I sense in the smell or the taste. Although sometimes I don't, which is why some marks go way down. So I hope that clarifies it. This isn't a particularly long video. It's really just focusing on an up-to-date explanation of my malt marks, because they're a little bit lower than many other people's. And I am not apologising for that, because you will find there tends to be a herd consensus out there that you've got reviewers who will text one another to ask, what are you reviewing? What mark are you giving this whisky? What mark are you giving that whisky? Right, I'll go one higher or one lower so we don't have the same mark. That happens. It's happened in a prominent international whisky club. Right. No names mentioned. It's human nature. It's just the way it is. When you see a Ralphie malt mark, a rum mark, a blend mark, any mark, it's my marks. I don't refer to anybody whatsoever, and I do not contact the distillery. I have very little contact with distilleries. Most distilleries are lovely people doing a tremendous job with the resources they've got, but I keep my distance. It's just so much easier for everyone that way. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed this. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.